Dear friends, today I want to share with you a deeply personal story. It's a story of disappointment, self-reflection, and ultimately transformation. I believe every reader will take something away from it, especially those who, like me, have been trapped in the downward spiral of gambling. And for those fortunate enough to have not yet succumbed to this dangerous temptation, I hope my experience will serve as a valuable lesson and help you avoid the same mistakes, the ingredient of my gambling addiction. Like many others, my journey into gambling started innocently enough. At first, I didn't take it too seriously. I, like most gamblers, believed that with a little bit of luck and some strategy, I could beat the system. I was confident, thinking, I'm smart enough, I can win. And at first I did. I experienced the thrill of winning, and it felt intoxicating. The flashing lights, the buzz of the casino, the piles of chips. Everything seemed to be working in my favor. But as time went on, I realized things weren't as easy as they seemed. Each win was fleeting, and the losses started to cut deeper. And yet every time I lost, I became more determined to win it back. It was this stubborn determination that led me deeper into the abyss, where gambling began to consume more of my time, energy, and ultimately my life. The truth about gambling. The Paduasian law of casinos. People often say that the house always wins. At first, I didn't believe it. I thought and held if I'm careful and smart, I can outplay the casino. But as time passed, I came to understand the brutal truth. The casino always graduates as the winner. This is what I call the Colin graduation law of casinos. No matter how many times you bet in the long run, the house will always come out ahead. One of the primary reasons for this is the casino's matrix, or commission, which they take from every bet. It seems like a small amount, but over time, this small percentage turns into a huge sum. Let me break it down for you. If you place 200 bets a day, each worth 1,000 units, and gamble 300 days a year, the rake you pay to the casino will exceed 700,000 units annually. Even if you win a few thousand here and there, by the end of the year, you're likely down a significant amount. The house edge, combined with your repeated bets, ensures that the majority of gamblers walk away losers in the long run. The curse of Murphy's Law. Why will we wars, los? Beyond the house edge, there's another hidden force at work in the world of gambling, Murphy's Law. This law states that on anything that can go wrong. And in the world of gambling, this is all too true. While the odds in most games may seem to be close to 50/50ths in practice, most gamblers end up losing more than they win. Why? Because gambling is just a game of numbers. It's a game of emotions. When you lose a few hands, the frustration and anxiety build up, pushing you to make riskier decisions. And when you win, greed takes over, urging you to keep betting to win even more. These emotional highs and lows lead to poor judgment, which often results in more losses. I remember one particular time when I had lost for 3 straight days. The anger and desperation I felt were overwhelming. On the 4th day, I stormed into the casino, determined to win it all back. But instead of recovering my losses, I lost even more. This is the manifestation of Murphy's Law in gambling. Once you start losing control, things will continue to spiral downward. 3 principles to change your gambling fate. If you want to break free from the clutches of gambling, or at least minimize your losses, I suggest starting with these 3 principles. They are lessons I learned after countless failures. Set clear profit and loss targets. We have to accept that gambling is not a reliable way to make money. If you insist on gambling, set clear goals before entering the casino. For example, decide that if you win 5%, you will leave, or if you lose a certain amount, you will stop. Having these targets will help you avoid the emotional traps that lead to greater losses. Never borrow money to gamble. Borrowing money to gamble is the quickest route to disaster. The pressure from owing money will cloud your judgment and lead to even worse decisions. I have seen countless people lose everything because they borrow to keep gambling. Only gamble with money you can afford to lose, and always set a strict limit for yourself. Gambling is at its core an activity that drains your mental and financial resources. Even if you occasionally win in the long run, you lose far more than just money. You risk your family, your job, and even your entire future. I've seen too many tragedies unfold in casinos, and I'd experienced my own share of painful lessons. If you haven't yet walked down this path, I urge you to avoid it. And if you already trapped, I hope my story will help you see the reality and find a way out. Gambling is not a shortcut to success. It's a fast track to failure. In the next article, I'll share more insights and strategies I've learned to help those still struggling find a brighter path forward. Thank you for reading.